Now, the battle for votes took another turn this week, with members of both political parties taking to social media with their respective dub plates.
Bunting out and stunting.
Flight green, him no friend no feeling. Style to him.
Lisa make Jamaica look good. Southeast and tandem a boom, 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 boom.
Jeans Nigel kept up in a them scheme in a brand new clocks, pan foot. Every girl pass.
That was 4 years ago, and the sounds of Jamaica's last general election campaign. But Jamaica is no stranger to marrying politics with music. In fact, it's been happening for years. But where did it start? To find out, we've got to go all the way back. This is Behind the Ballot, Jamaica's political soundtrack. Jamaica's politics had a soundtrack long before independence. From the Morant Bay and Sam Sharp rebellions, our ancestors were using drums, horns, and even Christian hymns to usher in revolution and change. But let's start here. August 6, 1962. Moving out of the British rule, Jamaica was primed and ready to take control of its identity. The mood was hopeful, optimistic, and joyful. A country fresh on its feet, not everyone had access to education. And as such, oral tradition and storytelling through music were the order of the day.
A few could actually write and read. And so you find that the arts become a firm source of resisting oppression.
Winning our independence, we sang the past oppression away, using the bright and brassy sounds of ska.
Gather together, be brothers and sisters, we're independent. Join hands to hands, children started to dance, we're independent.
To celebrate independence, here comes Lord Creator with his beautiful song. And he tells the story of Manley going up to England to negotiate for independence, joined later on by Bustamante. Then the both of them came back. How beautiful it was to see two leaders of two separate parties coming back united on the issue, on the question of independence.
Manley went up to England to seek for independence, and although Buster was late, he still attended the conference. Although from two different parties, it was very good to see how these two politicians were shaking hands when they gained victory.
After independence, Jamaica's political leaders resumed their campaigns for prime minister, using music as a strategy to win votes.
What prevailed in the early 60s by way of political campaigns was that the political parties would be heavily reliant on sacred music. It was the early days of recorded music, and so we didn't have an abundance of that in evidence. What we had were people singing from the platforms, and it would be usually religious spirituals adapted for that purpose. And both parties really were reliant on using that kind of music.
The following is an adaptation by the producers of this program. Hark, I hear a voice that's calling, come and join the PNP. Sons and daughters of Jamaica, join the best of policy.
And some of the songs, the two parties shared it. So PNP would sing, go before us, Manley, go before us, and do thy work thyself. But Labour Right would say the same thing, go before us, Buster, go before us, and do thy work thyself. Then you have one that says, roll, Buster, roll, Buster, roll. You know, so they had their own internal songs, which many of them were like hymn-like songs too.
Since independence, the JLP had now ruled for 2 terms, and the 1972 elections were looming.
In the 1970s, that pivotal campaign with Michael Manley in the PNP and Hugh Shearer in the JLP. What happened was that there were a number of songs that were appropriated for that campaign. So these songs were not necessarily produced for the campaign, but they were used for the campaign. One notable one was Delroy Wilson's Better Must Come.
Better must come one day. Better must come.
Many of the more notable songs of this time came on behalf of the PNP.
By then, the proper artists weren't pulled into politics. That didn't happen till Michael Manley entered politics.
And the aim of that campaign was to really promote Michael Manley and his fresh, youthful approach to politics.
PNP bandwagon. You had the Wheelers, Delroy Wilson, this is where your man Max Romeo comes in, among others. On this round the island tour, stopping in every parish, in every little town, nook and cranny, singing these songs, singing out the Shearer government.
That bandwagon had many notable Jamaican artists, including Bob Marley at the time. And they didn't have necessarily recordings for the campaign, but they definitely were on the platform providing entertainment for the people who assembled at the rallies.
In the bottom of the ocean, lead them with the rod of correction. Father, lead them with the rod of correction.
And it worked. The PNP enjoyed a landslide victory in the 1972 elections. The PNP's rhythm of victory continued in 1976 under Michael Manley. Meanwhile, a fresh challenge and new sound was rising. Edward Seaga took the JLP's helm in 74, and despite the 76 loss, he was already crafting the JLP's distinctive political soundtracks.
If you track most of the JLP campaigns and the music that is used, it tends to be of folk origins. And that is because Mr. Seaga himself was somebody who was very sympathetic to people called syncretic religions, those fusion of African and European religious doctrines and theology. And so you found that that was particularly privileged in the campaigns of the JLP going forward. So whenever you hear the campaigns from, you look at even 1980s, and what they did was they actually repurposed a song called Palms of Victory.
Palms of victory, crowns of glory, palms of victory, I shall wear. Palms of victory, bells of freedom, palms of victory, deliverance is near.
They gave it a kind of revivalist air to it, and it's bells of freedom that they were talking about. Deliverance is near.
The fiery political soundtracks of the 1970s, so integral to the Manley-Seaga rivalry, gradually began to fade from the campaign stage. As the political landscape shifted into the 1990s, an unfortunate rise in violence saw many artists taking a step back. This marked a significant turning point in Jamaican political music. As the calendar turned to the 2000s, the stage was set for a new kind of musical resurgence, bringing fresh rhythms to political rallies once more.